you are someone who I see is living very intentionally, and you don't use social media.
No, yeah.
In a world where like everybody wants to be connected and wants to know what's happening and wants to be a click away from pretty much any person or anyone, you choose not to have that level of connection in your life if it is connecting us. So why do you choose not to use social media?
I started when I was actually a teenager. I started with social media for a couple years before I decided to leave at a very young age. I think I was 19 or around 20 maybe when I left
Yeah.
everything. And the primary reasons were, first of all, there's a lot of noise that you're consuming without even realizing, because in the offline world the stimuli that you're receiving are they're very specific, and they're not as loud as what you're constantly seeing on social media. And especially now, over the last 10 years, I think social media has become a lot more aggressive in the way that it shares content as well. Because, for example, now with Reels, you're getting extremely fast turnaround content where you're looking every 2-3 seconds, you're getting new content to
Yeah.
register. I think it's a lot of noise, which one is the conversation of dopamine and how that affects your brain, and two is also the conversation of how you're able to take all of that and actually be properly present and focused in your life. I think it really negatively impacts. And I realized that from a very young age, where when I would be scrolling, when I would go off after that, I wasn't able to really be in a present whole mind space. And so that was really bothersome for me. And the second one was this point that you mentioned about constantly wanting to be aware of what's happening.
Everything.
That's really tricky as well, right? Because whether it's our friends or influencers or different famous people around, I think that culture of FOMO, wanting to keep up,
Yeah.
always knowing what's happening, it leads to really bad mental effects as well, because you can fall into a loop of comparison, or also wanting to prove yourself and where you are in life. And I think that was a rat race that it really was taking me away from what I knew mattered to me, because I'm the kind of person who's very like, I like to stay in my own lane. If I've decided something, I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
And so I don't really take, for example, even advice from people a lot unless I really trust them. So those kinds of external stimuli, I want to reduce as much as I can from my life. And so that's why I decided early on that this is not for me. I'm becoming like, I'm not focused with, I know what I want because I'm connected with it. So I need to stay in my lane and pursue that.
Hi guys, it's Permeet. I just wanted to touch on this quickly. Over 80% of you guys listening are not subscribed to the show. The more subscribers we have, the easier it becomes for us to share this message with as many people as possible. You never know whose life it can change. So please hit the subscribe button, and thank you for watching.